Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of The News. It is the first episode of 2025. Over the last year, we have taken the time and put out a video every single week talking about different stories in the Ford world. And today, I thought we'd go back over 2024 and I would talk about my 5 favorite stories that we talked about and where that has ended up. So without further ado, let's just get right into this. The first story that I want to talk about is one of the most amazing things that we've heard all year from Ford, and that is the fact that manuals and V8s are going to be around until they're not. So check this out. Moving on, I know I've talked about this in the past before, but it looks like Ford is doubling down yet again on their claim to making V8s until they're basically illegal. And with that, they've recently said that they're going to have that same mantra when it comes to V8 manuals. The manual transmission is going to be around for quite some time through Ford. As of right now, Ford is one of the only vehicles left with the Mustang and the Bronco that you can buy a manual transmission from new. Even BMW's M division has stopped using manual transmissions, and realistically, there's not really a whole lot left that make them. My stance on this has not changed. I'm a huge fanatic of manual transmissions. I drive one every single day. And the fact that Ford is trying to put the effort in to keep V8s until they can't anymore, well, that just shows their commitment to fun. Ford CEO Jim Farley says on numerous occasions that they're tired of making boring vehicles and that they're going to focus on making some fun ones, and this just adds the icing to the cake. So we're very excited about that. Let us know how you feel about Ford's continuing with the V8 and with manual transmissions until they can't anymore. Next up on the list is the Ford continuation models of the RS200 and the Ford Escort, two very formidable vehicles that were made back in the 60s. We're very excited to talk about this. This is what we had to say at the time. A while ago, back in March, I reported that the Ford of Europe had re-trademarked the name RS200 with the hopes that they would make another one. And now, it looks like Ford, in conjunction with Bora Motor Works, is going to be recreating the RS200 in a modern light. But it will not be alone. It looks like they're also going to be recreating the Ford Mark I Escort, which was one of the coolest vehicles of the time. This is super exciting. There's not a whole lot of information on what they're going to do with them powertrain-wise yet, but you have to understand that these were absolute monsters back in the day. These were some of the most sought-after vehicles. People absolutely adored them, so they have to do right by these nameplates. If you're going to revive a nameplate like this, I think this is the way to do it. Make a continuation model, make small numbers, don't make it a mass production vehicle, unless it's something, of course, like the Bronco, which was already mass produced. This vehicle, they only made a certain amount of them to be able to homologate them to be able to race in Group B rallies. So the fact that they're redoing it and making a small number just speaks volume to the pedigree that this thing is going to follow. So next up on the list is something that we didn't see coming, and obviously still haven't seen coming, is the 4-door Mustang from Ford. This is what we had to say about it at the time. Manufacturers want to build something new. They usually benchmark it against a current version of it in the auto industry. And Ford has been testing and benchmarking the Cadillac CT4V Blackwing 4-door to create something of their own. Now, rumors has it that Ford will be developing a 4-door Mustang. That is very cool news because obviously the Mustang family would be growing at that point. You'd have the Mach-E, you'd have the Coupe, and then you'd have the 4-door. I think a 4-door Mustang would do very well as a small family car. The only thing that they have left to do is turn it into a wagon. A shooting brake Mustang with 4 doors would be one of the coolest cars ever made. But, pause. Now, unfortunately, since then, nothing has come to light from that. There has been some rumors that some dealers have been shown a concept image from Ford about a 4-door Mustang, which I think would still be a pretty cool vehicle to have. I would definitely drive a 4-door Mustang, a 5-liter 4-door. Let's go. I think that would be amazing. But alas, we have not seen anything from that, which is unfortunate. But anyways, moving on. Next up on the list is a story that was actually very sad. It is Recaro, the seat manufacturer. Unfortunately, they filed for bankruptcy and were going to run out of business. They were going to close their business, but this is what we had to say about it at the time. The famed sports seat maker Recaro has filed for bankruptcy. This is not great news. It looks like it's leading to a lot of speculation of what's going to happen to the business. I think personally that Ford should buy it, because I can't really imagine what a Mustang GT with the performance package looks like without a Recaro seat. Recaro seats have been in Fords for a very long time, My car, the Focus ST, has a Recaro bucket seat in it. So obviously open market, that looks great for other people, because that means that, you know, everyone's getting their chance at making these seats and making a version of this seat. Recaros are kind of known for being relatively expensive, but they are the best of the best. They are some of the best seats that you can buy. So now, this is one of those rare stories that actually has a happy ending. It looks like a bunch of investors in Italy came together and saved the business. So you can expect to see Recaro seats in your Ford performance vehicles going forward, which is great news. We will take good news when we can get it. And last but not least, we were talking about the Maverick Lobo that was introduced back in 2024. This is what we had to say about it at the time. It looks like Ford has finally unveiled the Lobo Maverick, which is a truck that has been inspired by the lowered trucks that lasted from the mid-80s to the 2000s. The lowered truck phenomenon was a very cool era where you had these people that absolutely slammed these big trucks and they just sat inches off the ground and they looked absolutely fantastic. So the Maverick Lobo takes inspiration from that in the sense that the ride height is a ½ inch lower in the front and 1.12 inches lower in the rear compared to the Maverick. The roof height is 0.8 inches lower as well. Performance tuned steering makes the truck drive more like a performance car with torque vectoring through a twin clutch rear drive unit found on the Bronco Sport, and bigger enhanced brakes with a dual piston front brake calipers used on the Focus ST that they still make in Europe. This thing looks absolutely fantastic. Not only did it take inspiration from obviously that era of lower trucks, but it also took inspiration from a few years ago when the Maverick was first unveiled. A absolutely lunatic man at SEMA did pretty much this to it. They slammed it, they put a bunch of really cool stuff on it, wide body kit, big wheels, and a spoiler, and obviously it awoken somebody at Ford and they wanted to go ahead and do this. One of the most outstanding things to this on this unit to me is going to be its amazing 19-inch turbofan wheels. I absolutely love this style of wheel. I think it looks really great, especially on this unit here. I think they should start implementing this wheel on more units. Let us know down in the comments what you think about that wheel, and let us know what you think about the Ford Maverick Lobo. Is this something that you might be interested in? This just reaffirms Ford's commitment to fun vehicles. This is a performance-oriented truck, street truck. How fun is that? A street truck that you're able to actually have fun in, with parts from Europe's ST, and obviously some serious turning, vectoring, all of the fun stuff that you can imagine. I think it's a fantastic vehicle. 2025 is going to be a big year. We can't wait to bring you more stories. We can't wait to come out, show more of this beautiful country to you guys, and obviously have a great time. So 2025, thank you so much for watching in 2024, and we'll see you next week.